over to Lucius, who leans against the wall as he watches us, his expression unfathomable. Before he moves back over to Draco, nothing you do to me will change the fact that I beat you at school, will it? I say quietly, forcing my shaky smile onto my face. I actually got it right. Draco snarls and raises his wand, and I automatically recoil, preparing myself for what's going. Wait! Lucius raises his arm. Lucius raises his arm in command and walks over to the pair of us. Draco hovers his. He should give her a wand. It's really sorry. Draco lowers his wand, glowing at me. As his father approaches me, coming closer, I realize now that he has. Glowering? Hold on, guys. Is that a word? Keep looking at words that aren't words, and they're just like, yeah, they are. Never seen that word in my life. Glowering? Okay, glowering at me? As his father approaches me, coming closer now than he has for the entire duration of the visit. Probably doesn't want to show his son just how cozy some of his visits can get. He stands there for about half a meter away from me, too close and yet further away than he usually is. You might want to apologize for that little remark, he says quietly. God help me. I don't know why, but I say what I say next. I just can't bear him behaving as if nothing has happened, as if nothing has changed since he first captured me, as if he's indifferent to me now as he was then. I won't help him put up the charade for his son. Are you going to apologize for what you did last night? I whisper. His hand whips across my face in one of the hardest slaps he's ever given me. My head reels back and I fall to the floor. I can taste blood in my. She always falls when he slaps them. People don't fall when other people slap them, like to the ground. Like it's hardcore. Sorry. I can taste blood in my mouth. He looks at me for a few moments, his jaw twitching before he turns away from me and walks swiftly to the other side of the room. I bring my hand up to my mouth. Warm blood comes out from my lips over my fingers. Draco watches me with a smile on his face, but it's a smile that's slightly uneasy. I don't think he heard what I said, but he saw what his father just did to me. And I think it shocked him. Have you still got the strength to follow your father's footsteps now, little boy? Lucius looks at me with intense hatred for a moment, and then he comes to the other side of the room, his face out of his son's view before he forces an expression into one of calm. Cutting axes first, I think, Draco. Coward. Why can't he just do it himself if he wants to push me away? You answered your own question there, Hermione. Draco frowns at me slightly before he approaches me, his wand raising in his hand, in his shaking hand. I think I went over the 15-minute. Oh, yeah, I did. Come here, go boy. Hold on. God, pause. I might have just lost where I was. Whoops. Alright, some back, baby. So not the kind of mood this story's in right now. This story is never in a happy mood. It's like, lighten the fuck up, dude, right? Okay. I crawl across the ground, claw my way over to some stones, and the throbbing aftershock of the Cruciatus curse twinges through me. My arms shake to carry my weight, but I've got to get away from them. I can't go through that way, but through it. Not again, I just can't. We've been at this for hours now. Surely they can just stop. She's trying to get away from you. That's Lucius's voice, cutting through me, causing almost as much pain as the Cruciatus curse itself. You might want to stop that. I was just about to. You're not making fast work of it, are you? She can't exactly get far, can she? Draco says sulkily. It's the principle of the matter that concerns me. She needs to learn that this meeting is on your terms, not hers. God, Draco's got lots to learn, I think, irrationally. Something pulls my hair and brushes me into my back, dragging me across the floor. I look up into their identical sneering faces, slip my grasp over Draco to look at Lucius, who only watches me for a moment before his face flickers and he turns to his son. I catch sight of Draco's wand, and my eyes roll back into my skull with remembered agony. I curl up onto my side, shivering. You're doing well, Draco. A foot tucks under my chin and rolls my head up, and I look, and I open my eyes despite myself to see them both looking down at me as Lucius withdraws his boot from my face. They're sneering at me, although both of them have something lurking just beneath the surface of their disdain. Draco looks distinctly uneasy now. He almost looks frightened despite his arrogant air, whereas Lucius still has that same old look on his face. Arrogance, anger, abhorrence. And then that small spark of something, that he can never had when he first captured me, but that I see on his face so often now. I think I might be on my way to understanding what that something is. It's that something, you know what I do. I'm sick and tired of figuring him out. I just want to tear off that Death Eater's mask and stop pretending. I just want to scratch away the surface to see what's underneath so I can truly know him. Even if what I see hurts so much that it causes me so much pain that I want to die. Look at her, Lucius says quietly, although he himself won't do it. I don't think she denies it. She fears you now, after what you've put her through. He smiles at his son, although his son's reciprocation seems a little forced. God. Who knows? Who would have thought that Draco Malfoy, the bully I've known since we were just children, would be able to cause that much pain, almost as much as his father. And yet somehow nowhere near as much as his father. My cheeks sting with a burning streak of invisible flame. Look at me. At us. My blood. I do as I'm told. Now you look at me. Please. I whisper. Just... please. His face tightens before he turns to his son. Perhaps one more time, Draco, he says coldly. Just once more to punish her for the audacity of asking us for anything. Let alone show mercy always for my blood. Hear that thunder, guys? That's awesome, dude. Draco looks at me, frowning. I hope that Mike picked that up. He probably didn't. Don't you think? He trails off, his cheeks turning slightly pink. Lucius raises his eyebrow. Do you have something to say? He says quietly. Draco shakes his head and raises his wand. No. And drag up all the strength I have left to roll on the side. Green light of the Cruciatus curse misses me by millimeters. I push myself up onto one knee and stare at the pair of them. Rolling thunder breath was awesome sounding. My breathing harsh. Draco's eyes are wide. Incredulous trenchers. Lucius is almost smiling. I hate him. Have you had enough, my blood? He asks coldly. I take a deep breath. There's one thing I can do. One thing I can use against him to make him stop. I don't want to. I don't want Draco to know. But I'm damned if I'm going to let this go on. You will stop this, I say shakily. Now. Draco laughs. A disbelieving laugh. But Lucius frowns at me, his eyes flashing with warning. And why would I want to do that? He says quietly. I steel my nerves. I can't say anything. I don't dare to, not in front of Draco. But I can still think. He hasn't taken that away from me yet. I lock my gaze onto his and fill my brain with words as I feel his mind interweave with mine. You will stop this, or I'll tell Draco some very interesting things about his father. His eyes narrow in just rage, but I continue to scream my words in my mind. I'll tell him all about you and his aunt, and when I'm finished with that, I'll tell him about what you did last night after we came back. His face freezes with absolute fury, filling my insides with ice. Father, what's going on? But quick as a flash, Lucius crouches over me, feeling like his want in his throat with such a force that it almost makes me gag. His free hand grips the front of my robes, wrenching my face up close to his. He should be careful. He can't come too close in front of Draco. No, you won't. He whispers so very quietly. Unless you want me to be tortured half to death in front of you, you'll keep your filthy mouth shut. Damn. He could use Ron to get me to do anything. Plant managed to put together. Wow. He's won this one. Lucius nods, his face white with rage as he lets go. He doesn't put a safe distance between us again. Draco laughs, which irritates me beyond belief. After all, he doesn't have the remotest clue what's really going on. Welcome to the clown. Oh yes, wouldn't want my precious weasel, Tom, would you? The ferret stares at me. Well, at least you've gotten each other's company while away the hours to while away. Well, at least you got each other's company to while away the hours. Indeed, Draco. Lucius smirks with pure malice. His face is quite close to mine, although not as close as it could be. Although, why anyone, even such scum like Weasley, would want an ugly little throwback was beyond me. Anger pounds through me, flies in my veins like electricity. How can you say that after everything? How can you, do you still call me ugly? It's not fair. It's not fair, you bastard. If I'm so ugly, then why the hell did you break up with me? Feel your fingers trailing up and down my back. Why? Why? I hate you! He flinches back, sucking in his breath harshly. Father? I blink, watching Lucius, who doesn't respond to his son, but turns back to me, frowning. What's going on? Father, Draco says, tentatively. You're bleeding. Bleeding. God, he's right. Beads of blood are sweeping down the tiny cut on its white alabaster of its cheek that definitely wasn't there a second ago. I gulp. How the hell did that happen? What was that? Draco asked but Lucius still looking his eyes there. Did you have a magical reaction? Silence! He shouts something, making both Lucius and Draco and I jump. He watches me closely, looking deeply into my eyes, his face pale and twisted with what looks like worry? Well, I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it? Draco says nervously. She must have done it before. I told you to be quiet. He's staring at me with such intense rage that I just stop myself from apologizing for hurting him out of pure fear.